Good afternoon, y'all. As you all probably may know, estuaries are some of the most productive transitional areas in coastal Louisiana. They provide so many ecosystem services that range from shoreline protection to water purification. So the loss of oyster reef to subsidence is becoming an increasingly large issue in coastal Louisiana. Seeing that we're having more oysters being lost, that's a big commercial blow. So my research is going to be focused on the impact of crushed bedded mulch as an impact on community structure, larval oyster recruitment, and water quality. My sites are located in the Wisner Wildlife Management Area off Leeville, Louisiana. This is a privately owned land that it's really tucked in and has some very important historical oyster beds. So for my project, a barge pushed by a commercial oyster boat deployed concrete mulch adjacent to the shoreline, and after that mulch was deployed, we used quadrat sampling to evaluate the volume and density of the mulch placed along the shoreline. And after that, we used the modified cages here to mimic what was on the bottom, so that we could get a good idea about how the density and volume of mulch has on the amount of community structure, as in biodiversity, and the amount of interstitial space for larval oysters to grow on that. They were designed and laid in a linear fashion along the adjacent marsh edge, and they'll be sampled every 3 months. We'll pick up 12 cages at random and assess them for biodiversity, larval oyster recruitment, and oyster shell growth. The oysters are very important culturally, economically, and ecologically. They're a keystone species, so their success is dependent on everything else in the ecosystem. So without reef restoration projects like this in Louisiana, you're going to see a lot of diminishing ecosystem services like shoreline protection, water purification, and other things like that. Thank you all.